This is absolutely disgusting in God's eyes, because the three evils that narcissists do is make them jealous of you. Narcissism and jealousy are inseparable companions, tightly linked. Being narcissistic involves harboring envy towards others, an unending desire to acquire more, surpass others, project superiority, and shine brighter. Their entire existence revolves around a perpetual state of competition. Their jealousy can escalate to such extremes that if they can't obtain what you have, they may resort to attempting its destruction. This pattern is observable even in relationships where they profess deep love. The harm they inflict due to envy, jealousy, and animosity is beyond imagination. It's difficult to comprehend engaging in such harmful actions towards another person, as your moral compass differs from theirs. Their conduct is morally reprehensible, and the offenses they commit are profoundly abhorrent. In this episode, we will delve into this very topic. Hello, and thank you for joining us for this video. Today, we will explore 3 criminal acts committed by narcissists driven by their envy towards you. If this subject piques your interest, I encourage you to subscribe before we dive in. Your subscription not only helps raise awareness about narcissistic abuse, but also creates a supportive community for survivors grappling with the malevolence they've experienced. Commence by grasping the fundamental workings of jealousy within a narcissist. Their inherent insecurity propels them to harbor envy, driving an insatiable desire to claim everything for themselves. Their vessel remains persistently empty, resembling a container with a perpetual leak. Satisfaction continually eludes them, as emphasized earlier. Their quandary is a ceaseless yearning that compels them to covet anything that glimmers and shines. Upon discovering your accomplishments, they are profoundly consumed by envy. Every facet of your life, be it achievements, potential, career, skills, abilities, or empathy, triggers their jealousy. Despite showering you with affection, they cannot embody those qualities, nurturing a deep-seated resentment. Their objective becomes the removal and eventual destruction of these attributes, a process initiated during the devaluation phase. They systematically corrode your self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-concept, leaving you feeling incapacitated. They cannot tolerate the reality that your earnings surpass theirs, that you possess superior social skills, and that you thrive even in challenging circumstances. Your ability to connect with others, evoke emotions, and communicate authentically sets you apart. Unlike them, you are not robotic, adhering to a script. Your heart-centered nature is something they lack, and unable to emulate your essence, they try to mimic you. While they often mirror your actions, they fail to grasp your core because it doesn't originate from their foundation. Ultimately, they aim to eliminate you, typically occurring during the devaluation phase. Every moment spent in their presence feels like a slow poisoning. They undermine your job performance, skills, salary, and achievements, leaving you with a sense of insignificance. These actions can be considered criminalistic as they knowingly and intentionally partake in them. Gaslighting becomes a daily ritual, chipping away at your sense of self in what I describe as character assassination. They dismantle your desires, needs, and emotions, blurring the line between your preferences and dislikes. Through parasitic intrusions into your mind, they take control and transform into your voice, shaping your thoughts about yourself, the world, and interpersonal interactions. Frequently, when witnessing an event, individuals tend to prioritize others' perspectives over their own. The narcissist convinces you that you are a monstrous individual, incapable of navigating the world, interacting with others, thinking rationally, or performing essential cognitive functions. It's as if they invade your mind, establishing themselves as a parasitic colony. After thoroughly convincing you that you are the source of every problem in the relationship, you forget everything about yourself. Any expression or opinion you have is deemed harmful. You become the source of harm. Maintaining functionality with such a self-perception becomes impossible, leading to an inevitable collapse. Being with a narcissist is akin to being with a virus or hostile parasite. They infiltrate, designate you as the host, identify your weaknesses, and exploit them to progressively incapacitate you. Eventually, they turn you into a shell before discarding you during the disposal phase. In a narcissistic relationship, you can't even trust your own judgment. You are disoriented and torn apart, unable to discern reality. Doubts arise about the authenticity of your voice and emotions, leading you to believe they were correct in convincing you that you are solely responsible for everything that transpired. Due to their envy, narcissists strip you of everything. And one significant repercussion is the alienation from your children. In the eyes of your children, you become the monstrous parent held accountable for all the issues, the catalyst for the divorce, the barrier preventing their parents from staying together, the one seeking control and strictness, the parent lacking love for them, and the one unwilling to accept that one of your children is in love with the narcissistic parent. Consequently, you are unfairly cast as the antagonist. In reality, a narcissistic parent places greater value on their disdain for you than their love for their children. This indifference compels them to sever the bond with you. They may isolate your children from you due to envy over your relationship with them, or they may encourage, idealize, and permit the children to foster resentment toward you. They perceive you as an overbearing parent, neglecting the optimal growth and progress of your offspring. This co-parenting practice is an act of vengeance, following narcissistic abuse. Instead of cooperating in parenting, they engage in counter-parenting, transforming it into a conflict and power struggle, doing whatever it takes to succeed, gain the upper hand, surpass you, inflict pain upon you, and make you endure hardship. The heinous aspect of their actions lies in the lasting impact on their offspring. Their irredeemable actions cause devastation to their children's development and hinder the potential for a meaningful relationship between you and them. It is truly incomprehensible that they find it acceptable to weaponize the court system, secure full custody, and claim equal partnership while showing minimal concern for the genuine well-being of the children. The third and most egregious offense involves the deliberate destruction of one's reputation, leading to social isolation. When you introduce them to a family member or acquaintance, the feedback you receive is starkly divorced from reality. People may brand them as an unhealthy individual, suggesting that you sever ties with them. This damages your confidence and self-esteem, prompting you to question every relationship to the extent of cutting ties. Furthermore, the result is that you end up relying solely on the narcissist, and that aligns perfectly with their desires. They orchestrate extensive smear campaigns in the workplace, potentially culminating in your dismissal. They tarnish your hard-earned reputation, casting shame on everything you diligently built over the years to attain your current position or former status. Their envy engulfs your reputation, causing it to crumble. The motivation behind their determination to bring you down may be a subject of curiosity. What are they seeking to achieve? Clearly, a sense of euphoria. Incapable of personal growth, they find immense satisfaction in knowing they can dismantle years of hard work. I believe this is one of the most heinous acts a person can commit against another human being, considering their inherent nature. At their core, they are morally reprehensible. I often emphasize that others perceive you as a monster when in reality, you are not, all thanks to their relentless smear campaign. Eyes follow you everywhere. Subtle remarks come your way. People avoid you, cease responding to your communications, and block you. Navigating such a situation is challenging, as it reinforces the belief that you are the one who is insane. Everything seems to be your fault. Why else would these individuals choose to distance themselves from me? This represents the most heinous and abominable transgression a narcissist can perpetrate. They systematically cut you off from all your support systems, subjecting you to suffering and tribulations driven by their own insecurity, pitiful nature, jealousy, and punitive behavior. Their extreme sadism becomes evident as they derive pleasure from your pain. It is highly recommended to sever ties with such an individual due to their true nature. In conclusion, I can confidently state that you radiate like a dazzling star until you encounter a narcissist. Afterward, you are reduced to mere dust. They degrade, obliterate, and erase your essence. In this process, they attack your potential, capabilities, and talents, essentially dismantling everything you've ever been. They undermine your painstaking efforts and sever connections with your offspring and friends. They ensure that no facet or area of your life remains untouched. Moreover, they cast you as the villain, attributing to you the responsibility for causing them harm and significant suffering. Internally, you feel pitiful and ashamed for inflicting such distress on them, even though you have committed no wrongdoing. It's crucial to recognize that this is a classic case of DARVO, reversing the roles of victim and perpetrator and disavowing the attack. They must always emerge victorious, and to achieve this, they will stop at nothing. Indifferent to notions of right and wrong, their conscience has perished. However, in that relationship, there was nothing inherently flawed about you. As mentioned earlier, DARVO is essentially an acronym, representing the narcissist's reversal of the roles of victim and offender. They manipulate the narrative to portray themselves as the aggrieved party when, in reality, the situation is reversed, and they become the victimizer. Trust in yourself and your lived experiences, as they contain all the answers you seek. Walk away from them, and resist the temptation to return. Gift them your silence as a response, for that is precisely what they deserve. May you hope and pray that they face the consequences, the most severe retributions imaginable, or find themselves condemned to endure the depths of hell or wherever that may be, as it is only fitting that they receive such justice. With that, let us conclude this episode. Your attention and sustained presence are highly appreciated. We will reconvene in the next one. Wishing you a commencement and progression of the healing process. Until then.